Hello everyone, welcome back to my series of the Alchemy of Smudging. My name is Anya, and today I want to talk and introduce Sandalwood and Elemi. So Sandalwood, most of you know, right? Everybody used it and everybody heard of it. And yeah, also, before I start with anything, needless to say that this is getting rare because of forests being chopped down. So you want to be careful with purchasing that as well, or only again of what you need. So sandalwood, or the Lignum santalinum, it's more like a collective name of different woods from the santalum trees, and they are counted among the plant family of Santalaceae and are native in India. So yeah, and as I said, sandalwood is one of the most popular smudge fragrances, right? And has been used for millennia. So, but there is the white sandalwood and also the red sandalwood. So the white sandalwood, the Santalum album, is like it has like a great importance in the Tantra cult or yoga. So, and the highest quality of the white sandalwood comes from Mysore region, and this is where it actually, this is actually where it comes from. It's home of that plant. So, and this sandalwood scent, it acts on your base chakra and activating the Kundalini energy. And as we know, the Kundalini energy that promotes the awakening of intelligence and leads to enlightenment, or the knowledge, right? Or our gifts. This is what I personally call enlightenment. To regain our gifts, to remember our gifts or what we are able of. And for this, of course, you have to awaken first. You have to realize, oh, whoa, what the hell is going on here, right? What, right? Why are they changing the weather for us? Why are they dumbing us down with news and school systems and whatsoever, making us work, giving us time, giving us a calendar? I mentioned that before. I'm not going to get into that right now, but this is all part of putting us to sleep, right? So first one needs to awaken and realize what is going on in order to obtain their gift back, or the enlightenment, or however you want to call it. So already in former times, like the East Indian sandalwood was brought to Egypt. And for some reason, Egypt is it seems like Egypt had all of the incense, ever. It doesn't matter what. So, I mean, this is just the so-called history parts. I don't have proof of that, right? So, excuse me. So, and, so it said that they found it in mummy bindings, but what it was part of, as some of the other incense I talked about, was that Egyptian incense kefi. So, and when this was burnt, it exudes a very warm, light fragrance and balsamic fragrance, you can say. And the white sandalwood is very enchanting, I find. So it instantly creates contentment and relaxation. It's so nice. But also be aware that sandalwood has an aphrodisiac effect. So be careful. And then of course we have the red sandalwood, the Santalum rubrum. So this is also coming from, is native in India, in Malacca and in Burma. And the red one is not only used for fragrance, but it was also used for the construction of the temple and for the production of herbs and lyres, and yeah, so, or they even buried the dead on sandalwood, whoever could afford it. So you can imagine the amount of trees that got chopped down for that one. So yeah, and the red sandalwood comes from the almug tree. Like, it's almost odorless, I would say, and yeah, and when you smudge it, it's a little woodier than the white sandalwood, a little tartar than that of the white one. But that's just my opinion. Like, you have to try it always out and see how you react to the scent, right? So also the red sandalwood, it stands like for magical work, and the magical work, if you do, it works for your willpower, for your enforcement, for energy, and also for banishment. So because the fragrance is warm and due to his woodier earthiness, it protects and releases from negative or bad energies, right? It's like an anti-buffing fumigation, you can call it. So it keeps away negative stuff, and it also bans negative stuff. So yeah, it's very helpful in energy mixes, you know, but preferably you want to grind it to powder. That's a little easier to burn. Of course, you can use the wood chips as well, but those I would preferably smudge by myself. And also sandalwood, the red sandalwood, it corresponds to the element of fire, which is Mars, right? So if you use it in magic, be aware of what you do. So I find the scent of sandalwood in particular, you know, like, it doesn't matter which kind, is suitable for people during those times that suffer from stress and hectic that we all know, right? You know, when you hadn't had a day and you think your head is gonna explode. So it calms you down, but it doesn't make you sleepy. So it just, how can I say, it just penetrates deeply into our emotional life. So it goes in there, you know, and all that mess that we have from the day, our head ready to explode of info, bad news, stress, too much work, whatever it is, and it smooths it out and it soothes it out. So it dissolves your tension and helps therefore to draw new energy deep within us, right? And again, this is with everything. First you need to release in order to gain something new, or, you know. So yeah, it's also used for cooling down the nervous system and purifying the atmosphere. Yeah, like sandalwood creates an atmosphere of peace, you can say, and it supports the path to your inner peace and contemplation, right? Like I just said, it dives deeply into your emotional state and your emotional life. Yeah. You could say it's one of the strongest stimulants, like for the human mind. Like, if you want to open yourself to the divine and seek communication with higher vibrational levels, or with your higher self or your guides, that's the one, because it promotes and accompanies meditation, right? And your manifestation and the gathering it, and for sure it helps you opening the third eye and awakening the power of the Kundalini. especially the Kundalini. So, and we know where this is, right? The Kundalini is in the root chakra. So the human pelvis and through its awakening, the individual chakras and energy centers, they're activated simultaneously, and by winding up from below, it leads to the awakening. And that's what I mentioned in my series as well. You need to start from the bottom. You need to root. You have to root first, connect there, and then go all the way up. So if between any of those chakras is blocked, you can't go, right? So the root, the sacral, and yes, the Kundalini is used for Tantra and sexual energies, which is a higher form of energy, but it has not only specifically to do with wet panties, okay? So this is just the highest form of energy, awaken through it. So, and what I mentioned before in one of my runes, it's so important to wake this up. I mean, I personally don't even call it Kundalini, but that's the main term that people can work with or understand what I'm talking about. It's just a very strong energy. So if you're able to activate it, it will rise through all your other, right? It opens blockages. So if you root, you start grounding, and once you're grounded, you have your roots in the ground, and nothing can shake you, So, and then you can start working on the other blockages, on your other issues. Is it the heart? Is it the solar plexus? Where we have all our emotions and fears and anxieties, and then go up to the throat when we don't speak what we want to, or if we speak a little too much at times. So, I mean, it's so important to start with the root chakra, because just imagine, how can I explain that? One of my famous examples. Just imagine being a tree without the roots, and then the storm comes and cleans out your leaves, because it's fall time, and of course during fall a tree uses leaves, so makes room for something new. But since he has no roots, wind will make him fall over. Do you know what I mean? So it's important to ground, and then we can make room. Then we can work on everything else and make room, because the roots, they will hold us safe. They give us the balance. So, yeah, now I drifted off again, didn't I? So, and of course you can use sandalwood for if you are trying to obtain some vision, some information, And again, with all the others, it's not to experience nice dream, but it's to gain an understanding of what you want to receive, which path to take, or how to grow better, So it helps you, like the others, to deepen your intuitions, and brings out that old knowledge of consciousness that we all have. So, yeah, and also sandalwood, like I said, it's for protection. It's very well for protection. I know most of all of the incense or herbs are for protection, but certain, they're extra strong. So for sandalwood, for example, you can banish literally demons or evil-tempered people, black magic. And again, I don't like to use the term black magic or white magic. So if I say black magic, I'm talking about the kind that hurts people on purpose, intentionally. So, or if you're in an exhausting situation where you don't know how to get out, or where you don't know how to keep your strength. So, and once you smudge your place, with sandalwood or partially sandalwood in your incense mix, like the room cannot entered by vile spirits, right? As long as it's freshly smudged. I mean, it's with all other things. You always have to repeat the smudging. Is it the cleansing of your space, the cleaning of your space, clearing of your space? I know someone is laughing now because I always say cleansing. So the clearing of your space, of your house, the energetical wise, or from entities, or from, I mean, we're not all having entities attached. We bring out our own entities, right? Like if you're constant in fear and stress and panic, you just bring them out, your own shadows, right? So it's important that you repeat that procedure. So not just smudging once and then it's good forever. No, you gotta repeat that. Yeah, and like I said, sandalwood is very relaxing and soothing and on irritated nerves. So yeah, I mentioned that, and it harmonizes body and mind. I just, wanted to bring that up again, and it lets you enjoy the sensuality, and is ideal for, nice evening incense sessions. Yeah, because like I said, it creates a place of peace and supports the way to inner peace, because like I said, it gets to your inner path, your inner feeling, and it helps you out to balance. So yeah, and once you relaxed, you can draw new strength, right? I cannot repeat this enough. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, sandalwood is also an aphrodisiac. So I think from kind of immemorial, I don't know. And it's sexually stimulating. It can inspire imagination. And therefore it's suitable for people or couples that have sexual difficulties in whatever term. So, because mostly those difficulties, if people are in love and nothing is really happening or working, it's mostly the result of stress and anxiety. So, and the sandalwood, you can say it's like a replacement for the androstenol. That's a substance that's contained in armpit sweat of men, and it mimics or intimates that human smell. So it passes on erotic signals. So, and of course, therefore, the Kundalini, right? As well. Not that I'm saying that the Kundalini is all about wet panties, so goes a little deeper and higher. So yeah, and the smell, like I said, depends on the white or the red. Spicy, woody, soft, and you can mix it with almost all other incense. It's really nice. So next, I have the Elemi tree. And the Elemi tree, that belongs to the family of the balsam tree plants. Okay, so, and I believe it grows in tropical Asia or Philippines. And it can grow up to 35 meters. And there are many types of Elemi. So, again, be careful where you buy, what you buy, because most even sell the cheaper Elemi as copal, right? So you gotta be careful. There are always tricksters out there. So depending of the quality of the Elemi, it smells, I find it very lemony, with like a hint or touch of frankincense. And you can smell it all by yourself. I mean, not by yourself in a room, without other ingredients. And also because what I like to use it for is to make incense sticks or my own little incense mixes where I combine them to powder and then use Elemi and a little honey, whatever, and I make little pebbles. So because it's very sticky, and that's why it binds other ingredients very well together. So, but be aware, Elemi is a very light frequency incense fumigation, and that's why it's good if you would use it with sandalwood, because it grounds it a bit. It goes, because Elemi it deepens your intuition, right? So has pretty much the same effect as the sandalwood, but it goes a little deeper. That's why you don't want to take off. You want to, keep the level and use a little sandalwood or something else. Unless you want to go full throttle, then just smash that Elemi on the charcoal. And because Elemi breaks down your self-doubts, that plague you again and again, and it helps you, therefore, or what it does for me, it strengthens your ability to make decisions. It gives you a little more self-confidence, which you are lacking of. But this is mostly due to programming, I say, in childhood or other events in the world. And it helps you as well with decision making and situations too. So you understand, once you understand the situation better, you know how to make a decision, right? And I mean, on the other hand, I'm not saying I'm blaming everything on childhood or programming. We all got our free will. I mean, just keep that in mind. This is your mind and it belongs to you. But if you constantly are like, oh, I can't change that. It's been always like that. Nah, I don't want to. Yeah, well, then sorry, then stay where you are, so you got to get away of that mindset. So what I'm saying with that is you're responsible for your actions. No one else is. So not your parents, not your programming. You are responsible for your actions. So just saying. So also, which this plant gets compared to is like certain plants, they resemble the philosopher's stone, right? That transforms everything you touch into gold. So, which has nothing to do, in my opinion, with the gold stone. It's about the inner balance and the wisdom. That's how I see the philosopher's stone. It's about your knowledge. It's about what you carry inside. It's about your true self, So, and Elemi, influences that. It helps so your thoughts become clearer and the dark clouds dissolve and you come back to your own center. So, and once the atmosphere around us is changing, then we start being touched in our soul. So, and then we find the wisdom and the balance there. And the Elemi just supports us, and it supports meditation, and it dissolves the disturbing influences that prevent us from reaching the depths of ourselves, right? So never say I can't do that. It's my parents' fault. It's the programmer's fault. You got to do the first step. You have to do the first step. Because as I said last week, there is no box, there is no boundary. So it's up to you. So, yeah, and like I said, it smells, I like the smell because it's very lemony. So but yet a little frankincense-like, you know, that woody smell, and very fresh. I like it. And it also, not only that it helps you clarify and cleanses, it energizes, and it and helps you in time of bad mood, right? But this is from that lemony fragrance. So, and this Elemi is mostly like, because of its freshness, it's mostly like for the morning, right? So you don't want to smudge that at night because then you're all like, woo, right? Let's do this. So no, you want to do that in the morning, not at night, unless you're not working for the, I'm not getting into that now. So yeah, so therefore, if you do that in the morning, it helps you with a new beginning and gives you a good push in the right way, you know, like in a good mood. You have hope for the day. So yeah, unless, you know, you want to get some information or whatever, then smudge it with sandalwood for the earthiness to ground you a bit. And did I forget something? Oh yeah, also what Elemi is used for is, or you can use it, is if you feel fatigue, you know, and it activates your mental ability. And I find sometimes we feel fatigue or tired, not just because we have done too much, because we're not doing what we're supposed to be, maybe, and this is pulling on us, right? It's like, hey, I'm here inside of you, hello, you know, that constantly dragging and pulling, or your soul is trying to push you a certain direction and we're steering against it. It's like, no, get over here. So of course that you're fighting yourself, right? And that makes tired. So just do a little more what you want to do, you know. So, and Elemi will help you with that. It will take that balance away. I mean, not that balance away, it will take that border that you created in your mind, that box that you created in your mind. It will show you that there is no limit for you. So, and then, yeah, its whole message is literally, you know, depart to new shores, you know, let go of all what you have known, or what they programmed you with, what they wanted you to be, what they told you you have to do. And also, don't get stuck on your parents, because remember, they have been brought up that same way you have been brought up. So some of them don't know better, right? So forgiveness is another thing. Don't carry anger with you, because that just blocks your own energies. Yeah. So I think that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave me a comment or send me an email. And I will be back next week. Maybe I do a live stream next week, like live, not premiere. So we'll see. You have a good day or good night wherever you are, and blessed be. Much love. Bye bye.